Well, hey there, gardening friends. It's been a couple days. We got a lot done today. Got a lot to show you. So I got a couple things. I got rid of the ants. The sugar and borax trap worked. After a day, literally after one day, they were gone. So grateful for that. I got all my peppers potted up today. I had my kids help me, and it went pretty quick. I got my greenhouse, got the shelves finished. I had to reinforce them with some 2x4s. And so got that going. I'm going to get these peppers out to my dad's house, or out to the greenhouse tomorrow, hopefully. I was going to give them at least one day on the heat mat underneath the grow lights and just kind of get acclimated to their new pots. But let me show you what we got. So I got these popsicle sticks, and we numbered them by the number of variety that was on my little checklist. So for example, these are 2s. So these are my jalapenos. And I did, I think it was 9. I tried to get 9 peppers of each variety. There are some eggplants that are mixed in here as well. And then I did a whole tray of banana peppers since Tom over at Frugal Prepper wants some of those. So this is tray 9. All those plants are banana peppers. Got 10 and 11, so King of the North, and then that orange pepper. There's one that's not doing so high. I don't know if it's going to make it. Its leaves are kind of curling up there, and that's not a real good sign. Here's my Corona de Toro Reds. Again, the jalapeno. Let's see, my red Marconis are over here. And then the red Thai chilies, my hot peppers are right here. So far everything's looking good. It's going to be interesting to see tomorrow what some of these look like, particularly this one. I'm not real confident that one is going to make it. And over here we've got 5 and 6, which is my my eggplants. So these are my eggplants, and then this is kind of a neat pepper. That's that Baker Creek hot pepper. I think it's called Buena Mulata or something. But it's got a purplish tinge on the leaves. And then my last ones over there are California Wonder and Sweet Chocolate in the back. So again, I got 6 trays. 18 plants in a tray. So what is that, 108 plants? Something like that. I've got some jalapeno starts just in case something didn't work out. We got a few that are popping up there. And then I've got the Bountiful Harvest grow box that's going right now. I've got some romaine lettuce going in it. Tomorrow, what I'm going to do is get peppers out the tabs, and I'm going to get my tomatoes started. Try to get the supersonics going for Tom, and then go through my varieties, kind of see what I want to do this year. Still haven't been able to find the some of the seeds that I saved from this past year, which I'm kind of bummed about because I had some really good tomatoes this past year. In particular, the terracotta, the Zoychka. Uh-oh. Hey, Tom. That's not good. I wonder what killed him. So gonna try to get a couple varieties going and see how that works out. I did pick up a few more of the Bountiful Harvest grow boxes. So again, I got my romaine lettuce going. I'm gonna show you that. I don't think we really zoomed into that real good, but it's doing nicely. Unfortunately, my butter crunch lettuce, I don't think it's going to make it. Yeah, it could be too much sun for sure. That's kind of what the only thing about taking my peppers out to the greenhouse is. That's the one concern, is that they may get overexposed. But I do have a cover I can put over the glass. I think I'm going to do that. Let's go out here. See if I can show you the cleaned up the garage a little bit. Yeah, I need to get a flashlight for you to be able to see it. That, or maybe I can just wheel the box over there. There we go. I mean, there's some of it that's still alive, but you can see the frost damage on that. I mean, really damaged it. I mean, shame on me. I didn't push it in to the garage a couple nights ago, and then we ended up having a pretty heavy frost. And we were about, at least 3, maybe 4 weeks in on that. Probably about 3 weeks. So that's kind of a shame. But fortunately, lettuce grows really quick. It wouldn't take very long to reseed that box. So more than likely tomorrow I'm going to rip all that out. Because again, I don't think it's going to come back and start over again. Let's turn this light off. Tried to clean up the grow room a little bit today. Got the wet dry vac in here, vacuumed everything out. We went through a fair amount of mix on this. I used the rest of my brick, the Pro Mix, and part of that Phlegm Moss brick. Got another brick left, so I got, I think, enough to do my tomatoes and grow box. At least one more grow box. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. We spent some time rigging up a heater for the greenhouse. My sister's got one, and Dad rigged up another extension cord. That's a project down the road, is getting some conduit to the greenhouse. getting things set up there. It's been funny. I don't know. A couple years ago, I made some videos on the Power greenhouse setting up and all that, and for whatever reason, I've had all these like trolls like hating on the video, telling me how terrible it was, telling me I shouldn't be talking about, like, giving them any kind of context about family or any of that stuff, and just kind of like, okay, whatever. Sorry you didn't like it. I guess that happens, people have, and that's the thing. There's a lot of people out there that they like to criticize others, and they like to berate and point the finger and all that stuff. It's more difficult for them to compliment, and encourage and whatever. I don't know. I guess they feel like they need to tear people down and whatever. So anyway, I think it's yeah. So anyway, it's been kind of comical here lately. Speaking of Power one of the they call them gutter heads. That's on one of the corners of the greenhouse, where you can hook a hose up to a drum, or basically collect rainwater. Anyway, it's cracked because the greenhouse door went flying open and smacked against it and busted it. It's not a major deal, but I was kind of looking online trying to figure out replacement parts, and I think they're like located over in the UK or something. And of course, the number, maybe they're not working right now. There's a good chance they're not, with the coronavirus and stuff going on. So I'm just going to have to kind of wait and see, maybe try to order something later. Maybe I can get some super glue, something like that, and repair it. Show you the outlets. So again, we had our little ant problem, and I had some borax laced, borax and sugar laced cotton balls that I sat all along their trails. I think 3 of them all together, one up here and 2 over here, and then there's one down on the bench. And they went after it pretty quickly, and then, like I said, the next day, no activity at all. I was amazed at how quickly that worked compared to the other stuff that I've been doing to them. Maybe it's a combination, maybe the thieves spray and the raid and the traps on, everything kind of worked together. But it's kind of funny that, I put the borax and sugar out, and like within a day, they're gone. So I have to remember that next time, if there's another infestation, go that route first and then see what happens. So we went to Meijer's today, spent some time with my significant other, my wife. Did some shopping and stuff like that. We bought some stuff we normally, don't buy. We got the stimulus check and whatever, so we thought, well, we'll do a few things. Like, we needed a mini blind for one of the rooms that didn't have a blind, and or curtains. So got that, and then we got some shelving brackets, and we actually got those at Home Depot, which they were pretty busy. They still have the line where they are counting how many people are in the store, and then they got somebody else at the other end that's hitting a button to subtract, and so about every couple minutes they're letting people in. And I was asking the lady, how many people an hour have you seen? She couldn't tell me that, but what she could tell me was that because of the reduced hours, And maybe there's some other factors, but they were already 60% over plan for the number of people they expected to be coming to the store that that day today. And I don't know. I guess everybody's tired of being cooped up, and I mean, most everybody's wearing a mask or maintaining distance and stuff like that, so it was fine. But anyway, at Meijer's, like I said, I got 3 more of those Bountiful Harvest grow boxes, and they actually had a really good price on them. Online, I've seen them; they're like $49, but at Meijer's they were $29.99 for the large ones, and then the ones that were smaller, I think $21.99. But same setup, same color, all of it. So again, I'm hoping to get those set up and going. Might wait till it warms up just a little bit, so I don't have to mess with pushing them in and out or covering them or whatever. We'll see. But get some stuff going here at the house. See what else we do. There's a really cool app that we've been using to kind of stay in touch with family and stuff like that. It's called Marco Polo. It's basically video walkie-talkie, which is kind of neat, where you can record video, and I don't know if there's like a maximum length limit, but you record whatever you're saying, and then the next person or whoever you're corresponding with can access on the other end, watch, listen to the message, and then respond, again, walkie-talkie style. And it's been a lot of fun. So like my family's been on there, and it's kind of kept us connected during this time. And they also have neat little effects, like you can change your voice, or you can add a background or whatever. It's kind of neat. I guess the neat thing about it too is are my nieces. Yeah, no, I need to do something with the ham. Speaking of ham, we still have Easter ham up in the fridge. My dog is liking that. I'm a big softie, so, and she knows it. A little dachshund, she'll come up to me, like she knows, and so I'll usually, I'm getting criticized or whatever, but I'll go to the fridge and grab her a little meat chunk and throw it on the floor. She's pretty spoiled. Yeah, it'd be fun. I got a buddy at work. He's in the ham radio. Goes to Hamvention. They didn't. I guess they canceled it this year. Yeah, we had a big ham. I don't know how many pounds it was. It was a big ham. Um, it's good though. We're still, like I said, the meat, probably because it has so much salt in it and stuff. It's not gone bad yet or anything. So we're still eating on it. Saw the canning video. Saw how you lost some chicken. How much meat did you end up canning altogether? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it would be kind of neat to experiment with that. I think my daughter would really like that. I've got one of my daughters has got kind of a mechanically. Um, she's pretty engineering minded, or she can just look at stuff and figure stuff out that the other kids can't. Like just a mechanical aptitude, I guess you would call it. Um, and she's into some different stuff that the other kids aren't, as far as little crafting projects and things that are they're a little odd, but it's kind of neat. Anyway, I tried to spend some extra time with her today because the older two were at work and the younger two were just kind of goofing off and stuff. So I got her involved with planting with me the peppers. She transplanted all of them. I dug them out of the tray and set them aside and then showed her kind of how to do it. And then she was the one actually putting them into the pots, like making the holes, planting them, making the popsicle sticks, you know, labeling all that. The younger two, I had out here actually filling the pots, which they thought was a lot of fun because I got to play in a big old tub of potty mix and dirt and stuff like that. So it kind of all worked out. Looks like I got some more peppers sprouting. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Yeah. Little sprouts. Probably by tomorrow they'll be up. I'll have some extra in case a couple of these don't make it. Like I said, I got one in particular I don't think's gonna make it. Just how it's reacting to the mix and stuff, and it could be the Mid-Lighter constant feed too. I mean, I tried to dilute that pretty good. I made another gallon of it, but I was near the bottom of it, or whatever. Maybe that's it, or you know, who knows? Maybe it'll come out of it tonight. The heat mat's up to 74 degrees now. We did start out at 62, I believe, once I had initially transplanted everything. So it's starting to warm up pretty nice. I should have taken, I didn't take any video of the greenhouse or the garden. I should have, and maybe tomorrow I will. But my greens are doing real good. The stems are really starting to fatten up, and they're nice and kind of stocky. Seem to be doing really well. But I got a lot of work to do in the garden. I have literally done nothing in the actual garden. Like, everything's just the way it was this past winter. I haven't done any kind of weeding. I haven't made any of the beds. I haven't nothing other than just mowing grass on the inside because we got a strip. Trying to keep it trimmed up. What about you, Tom? You do anything in the with your grow boxes? Well, that's good. Yeah, hopefully they'll all make it. They probably will. The other thing I did today, I guess Frank, and I don't know if he's on. There's two people on right now, but he's probably not on right now. But I finally got some seeds mailed out to him. Went through my collection. That's the other thing I did the last 2 days. Actually, Friday night I had all my seeds. Well, actually, that was Thursday night. Thursday night I went through all my seeds. Got stuff going all the way back to Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do some radishes in these grow boxes and see how that goes. We've got actually turnips right now that have put up their seed stalks that had overwintered this past winter. My dad likes turnips, so the whole like north end of the garden, there's a big patch of them that have gone to seed and going to be starting to flower here soon. And then there'll be seeds all over the place when I mow them down. But huh. Yeah, so we'll hopefully have some stuff going here before too long. I gotta. Oh shoot! Trying to think what else. So I went through. Yeah, I went through all my seeds. I've got stuff going all the way back to like 2011. Probably about 250, if I had to guesstimate. Um, 200 to 250 packets that I've got. Just kind of went through everything and picked some stuff out. So sent some stuff out to Frank this morning. Hopefully he'll like them. Then we what was it, Friday night? I had intended to do all this gardening stuff Friday, but my kids ended up wanting to play Risk. They got a new version of it here lately. I had one that I had gotten when I was a kid or something that we still had that had the metal, like it was the anniversary edition, had the real nice metal pieces or whatever. Well, I guess the kids over the years have lost or had lost pieces of it or whatever, so they had gotten a new set that had the plastic stuff, but they wanted to play Risk Friday night, so that's what we ended up doing. Just ended up spending time with them and not worrying about anything down here, kind of figuring, well, to play with them tonight and then try to rope them into what I'm doing tomorrow and probably get things done a little quicker, which is pretty much what happened. Trying to think if there's anything else gardening wise. No, really, it's just starting the tomatoes. So again, tomorrow I'm gonna try to focus on that, get all of that started, and probably get another grow box started. And then I've got a buddy that's wanting to grow lettuce on his back porch, so I'm probably gonna try to set one of these up for him, and we'll see how that turns out. But other than that, not a whole lot really going on. It's been pretty peaceful. So yeah. Oh, I am getting that Acura, Tom, that I called you about when we were kind of test driving. Well, they're we're gonna go ahead and go through with it. I guess when we were looking at the last time, that's when all the COVID-19 stuff broke out and the BMV closed and all of that. Well, now I guess the one on the south end does uh, title work or drive-through stuff. So I will have we'll be getting that car probably within the next couple weeks. And I'll need to get it over to you because again, if you fill it over 3/4 of the way full, you can smell gas. So I don't know if there's like something, if there's a fill hose, if it's perforated or dry rotted or something, or if maybe there's a fitting that's corroded, or maybe there's like a hole in the gas tank. It's hard telling, but once we get that, I'll probably get the car over to you and have you take a look and see what you think. See what, if as far as repair wise, what we would need to focus on first to get it, you know, get it running real good. Seemed like it was running pretty well, and there's an app he had, I think, called Auto Assist or something, where he's kept like meticulous maintenance records on it. You know, how much he spent, when he spent it, what the repair was, the mileage of the vehicle, stuff like that. I was kind of impressed. Like, man, I need to keep better records of what I'm doing. Yeah, you know, that's a funny thing you mentioned that. What's funny is you go to the gas station and stuff, and every once in a while you see people, you know, they're pumping gas and they're smoking, you know, or um, you know, doing things that just don't make sense, right? Like, why would you smoke a cigarette um, when you're getting ready to pump gas or something like that? I mean, the fumes carry. I remember we had back in high school these gals. They were sisters. They were twins on a soccer team, and I guess at a youth camp or something, they had used gasoline to um, you know, douse the logs or whatever, and the one gal was carrying the cans or the can away and whatnot, and they lit it, and the whole thing just went up in flames, and the fumes. I guess she wasn't far enough away or whatever, but it caught the fumes, and the can ended up blowing up or something ignorant happened. She ended up having like third-degree burns and just crazy stuff. But yeah, I need to get that. I'll get that car over to you, and we'll see what's wrong with it, if anything. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully it's pretty minor. Speaking of which, I remember a while back you had a video where you were teaching your older son how to drive. Oh boy. What'd you do? Did you just drop the can and let it burn? Let's plug this bad boy up. Oh my goodness. That's crazy, man. Oh shoot. Yeah, I've been fortunate. I haven't had any kind of accidents with gasoline or lighter fluid or anything like that. And neither have any of the kids, which is a good thing. That's crazy. Oh, one thing. So I ended up moving the worm bin over here. This is actually probably a better spot for it. It frees up my other table so I can get plants and stuff under there. And this is a little darker, so they're probably going to be a little more active. I get some old coffee grounds here. I've actually got a whole goodie box. I need to... Let's turn on the flash again. Here's one moving through the soil right there. They've worked this down pretty well. So tomorrow morning I'll probably put some more food scraps in there. Let's see if there's... Let's rake around a little bit, see what's there. So there's some worms. There's the coffee grounds that they're working on. So I mean, there's still plenty of food in there. But we'll go ahead and put the strawberry caps in. I think I've got an old banana that's kind of gone bad. We'll throw in there and see what happens. How long it takes them to mess with that. Is that flash still on? Nope. Oh, shoot. Yeah, but down at the garden, with all the leaves I put on, there's probably a bunch of worms down there. It'll be interesting once I pull that back to see if that cover mulch has conditioned the soil at all, what kind of condition it's in. I noticed last year, and I think maybe it was just because of all the rain we got and just the nature of the beast, but other than the tomatoes, everything else didn't do as well as in prior years, and I'm trying to, was it the weather? Is it just, stuff, the fact that we've been gardening over there for about 4 years now, is there some deficiency or something like that needs to be addressed? Is the soil just not as good? Maybe. I'm kind of chalking it up to the weather because the last couple of years anyway, have tried to put more in than we've been taking out as far as bringing in cover mulches and amending the ground and stuff like that. So I don't know, hopeful that things will warm up enough and start drying out a little bit so we can get some things in the ground. It seems like the seasons have maybe shifted just a little bit. Where it's kind of mid to late April here, and it's still pretty cold. Like today, I think it may have gotten up to the 50s today, but it was pretty brisk this morning. Walking out of the house, it was like upper 30s. Felt kind of wet and stuff like that. Since it rained most of yesterday afternoon anyway. So what you got going on tomorrow, Tom? You got any plans? That's cool. So you're doing the ham radio in the shed, not the garage? Ah. We got the all the sheds cleaned out at Dad's house. The one has plenty of room in it. It's basically all the lawn equipment and gardening tool implements and tools and stuff are in there right now. Tomorrow I'm gonna be treating the yard with the Scott stuff to kind of clean it up as far as dandelions and weeds and things like that. Um, there was a service that was coming out, and I don't know. Oh, that's cool. But there used to be a lawn service that came out, but I think it was like, I don't know, it got to be kind of pricey or whatever. So it's cheaper just to do it yourself if you do any kind of like lawn maintenance or whatever. And really, the only reason why I'm doing it is for the benefit of the neighbors on both sides, because they both try to keep their lawns weed free and stuff like that. You know, we're kind of like the black sheep of the neighborhood in some respects, because we're not, a lot of things that other people are doing, we don't do. And it's not that we keep a shoddy house or anything like that, but it's just, um, you know, like keeping a beautiful yard is not like my passion per se, you know, which is ironic because I like to garden and like grow stuff, but as far as like grass and like yard, I mean, I like things look decent, you know, nice, but not like pristine where, you know, spending thousands of dollars on like landscape and hardscape, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, so anyway, I had an old spreader. My dad was storing it for me because I'd use it sometimes in the winter to spread salt, um, whatnot. But I'm tomorrow. That's, oh shoot. Also on the list, try to um, get the yard taken care of. Maybe finish the bookshelf too. That we bought, again, some shelving stuff from Home Depot to get some, you know, make room for my wife's curriculum for the kids down in the basement. Is kind of where they do the schoolwork and all of that, and so she needed some extra space for a bunch of books right now that are kind of in crates. So I'm gonna be putting up some shelving more than likely tomorrow, which shouldn't take too long really. Other than that, we'll be streaming services again, you know, because of the COVID-19 stuff. You know, you get any kind of social gatherings, you're not permitted. Though I've got friends that go to, and maybe Frank was talking about this, but drive-in church, right, where they pull up and then basically you gotta stay in your car, but you can tune in the radio. So that kind of looks like a lost connection there briefly. That's ironic. I think I'm back on now though. Yeah, interesting. So anyway, that's the plan tomorrow. Do stream service and stuff. Hang out with the fam a little bit. Get the tomatoes started. Building shelves down in the basement. Probably setting up a grow box for a friend. And that'd be probably about it. And you just, hang out, spend some time with the fam. I may set it up. I probably will set it up mint lighter style. It's one of those Bountiful Harvest grow boxes. I've got a buddy that's been wanting one. So like I said, I at Meijer was able to pick up 3 of them for about $30 a piece, which I thought was a really good deal because online they're like 49, $50. The 2 that I got, we got for I think 15, $16. They were like 50% off. My dad got them at a Big Lots or Ollie's or something in town. Had them, but so I think I'll probably try to get one set up with lettuce, something that's real easy. That even if you ruin it, it's pretty easy to restart the stuff. Like that romaine that I showed you. Yeah, well, I could still do that too. We may end up. Got to see what I want to do with the backyard. But I could see doing that at some point. Potentially getting some, setting up some T-frames so I can do some like vertical stuff. I got some old T-shirts, so if I end up doing that, like did cantaloupe or whatnot, I could rip them and make the slings like you did that one year. I thought that was pretty slick. Yeah. What I probably need to do is talk to my in-laws, make sure they're okay with me, maybe doing something a little different in the backyard. Yeah, if I end up going that route. Or, maybe doing something out at the big garden just as like a trial bed as a comparison. Yeah, now I remember you had all those T-posts laying behind your garage. I think it was up on I don't know if you had like a little frame that's off the back of the garage, but you had some stuff that, if I remember right, was kind of stacked on there or leaning up against it. Yeah, grape arbor. Yeah, that's something too. I think it'd be a lot of fun to try grapes. Where we lived in Indiana, I remember there was a neighbor that did grapes, and it seemed like it was pretty easy. And they would actually do the whole organic stuff, like they would take their eggshells and just throw them in the backyard underneath the grape arbor, and just let stuff break down naturally. Yeah. Yeah. And I remember there was a neighbor that was growing hops in their backyard and had a flagpole that they were stringing the hops up on, because those things can they'll climb and get 20 foot tall or whatever. That was kind of neat too. Which I know there's a lot of people, or it's made a comeback in Ohio, at least up to this year. They're hops farms, where people are growing hops for craft beers and stuff like that. And I guess it does really well. Like the area is, I think used to be known for it, and now it's kind of making a resurgence. Oh shoot! Yeah, my wife's uncle. He makes his own too. He'll usually buy the grape juice to do it, like the really good grape juice, and then from there he's got a kit or something, and would make his concoctions. I could imagine it'd be kind of a fun hobby, if you had a palate for that. I think I've got a friend who in Fort Wayne that does a little bit of that, kind of experiments around. Yeah. And then we got a friend. He lives in, well, actually more of an acquaintance, but lives in Lexington, Kentucky, and he makes kombucha. And it kind of started where he was at the farmers markets and stuff like that, and he had people requesting it, and I guess he had enough orders or people interested in it. He was able to start a storefront, and I think been able to become a little bit larger distributor to some local stores and things like that. Which that's an art, to be able to do that, and I guess apparently it's got, a lot of medicinal, or it's good for your biome, right? Because you're it's just got a lot of stuff in it, as it's fermenting. Trying to think of the words. I want to say bacteria. But there's a whole like Scobie deal, I guess they call it, which is basically a fungus that grows. And you can keep that thing going, and continue to make batches of kombucha. So it's I don't know. I've tried it once. It's got this effervescent quality to it. Yeah, but supposedly it's supposed to be really good for you. It's supposed to like strengthen your immune system, and I don't know, has a lot of benefits supposedly. I never really acquired like a big taste for it, But then again, maybe I haven't. So I don't know. Maybe I haven't had like the good stuff, that some of these craft brewers make and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's all kind of interesting. I try to put these more direct under the light. They look like they're kind of struggling. Maybe I can get them on the fit them between the two here. What I could probably do is get a little piece of cardboard. I'll have to do some looking around and see what I can find. That might work. That ain't going anywhere. Well, I should probably get going, and we've been on about, it's been about an hour, and I know everybody's getting, I can hear the rumbling upstairs as everybody's kind of getting situated for the evening, but I will be probably streaming tomorrow, because like I said, I'm going to be doing the tomatoes. Yeah, it's bedtime. Move the peppers to the greenhouse, hopefully. We'll see. It'll be interesting tomorrow morning to see what this one pepper looks like, whether it makes it or not, whether it adjusts. But yeah, I definitely want to get these tomatoes going. I need to make a video for Mrs. Green Thumb, since I'm actually planting the tomatoes. The last one was just kind of a promo for her. We get going on that and kind of see how the day plays out. So anyway, it's been good chatting with you. I'll like I said, I'll probably catch you tomorrow as I'm starting your supersonics. Try to do a whole tray of them, kind of like what I got here, you know. So all right, man. Well, hey, we'll catch you later. Till next time. Happy gardening.